Special event alert.
Get off your back and grab your cack, or else you will be late for changeover, your weekly space news and variety show. I'm your host, Marty Smith, and I'm joined by Mr. History, Eric Perrott.
Troops, what's going on tonight?
Our little mule, Juanito Lopez.
Good evening, everyone.
And you can bribe her with a donut, Anna Mondragon.
Hi, y'all.
We're here to bring you the latest headlines and updates pertinent to all Guardians and to the other lower branches as well. So take your seats, get informed, and have a laugh as we present Late for Changeover.
My favorite Tuesday night activity.
All right.
Yeah,
I like that.
Yep.
So, did you like the donut one, or I got to come up with something new for you?
No, I
Because
like
you don't even eat donuts anymore, right?
You make me sound bad.
Well, it wasn't.
So sad.
That's not what tricked you to get in. They
Donuts.
bribed you with. Was it they bribed you with a donut to retrain or to re-up? Was it to re-up?
joy.
No, to enlist and re-up. And like it was always about snacks.
Not even the bonuses they're offering today. They're like, here's some donuts. You're like,
Dude.
oh yeah, 4 more years.
I did not get any bonus. I did it.
Well, they were like, "Hey, try the donuts first. If she doesn't go for that, then offer the bonus."
Maybe
And
if
it
I
was like,
did
"Oh,
it-
she went for it."
Hell, the donuts are
Okay.
worth more than $20 if it's talking about that bonus.
Not that bonus. That's a
Take the
benefit, Eric.
donuts.
That's different. That's
Come
a benefit.
on.
All right, good to see y'all. Jake's sick. He's who knows what he's got. He's got the
He's
Sounds
got
like
diarrhea.
excuses. I don't
he's
know.
got the pod flu. He's denip. He's denip tonight. So
Northwest crud.
diarrhea. Diarrhea of the mouth.
You got the beaver flu from Oregon.
he's on duties, not including podcasting tonight. So
Mm,
we wish him well. Hopefully he'll be back next week. But did you know, Eric, you should know. You know what this Saturday, the 3rd of August is? You know what anniversary it is? It's the 2-year anniversary of this show.
Oh wow.
Oh,
Yeah, Eric and I started
2
this
years?
2 years ago.
Man,
Crazy.
unbelievable.
Justin had
And-
a happy birthday moment.
Well, yeah.
2 years, man.
I just ask that you listen. That's my present. That's what you can give us.
2
I
years.
promote
Oh,
it
my-
through your social media so other people listen.
And if you go back and you listen to that first one, it was just Eric and I sitting at his bar. And we were like, okay, take it away, Eric. Well, it's so tame compared
We have
to you.
definitely come a long ways.
But
for
I gotta
sure.
give him credit because it was Eric's idea. He was like, hey, let's do something else. And so we came up with this. And 2 years later, look what we're doing. This is great.
Amazing. Now,
So-
we haven't had 2 comments in 2 years, but by God,
No, not really. Well, we have a every once in a while we have a comment.
occasional
You
comment.
know, every once in a while, whenever your wife listens or your son or something like that. So, okay, before we get to the news, and one of the things was we started off as service headline news. This show was called,
We
and
did.
then we got with Ken Ramos and the WTF Army Nation, and he asked us to be on the Space Force page, so that's why we changed it to Late for Changeover, and that's coming up on a year in a couple months. So because I'm on that, I'm the I don't know what you call it, administrator or whatever. I can post and do things with
HMIC.
that page. What's that?
You're the
HMIC.
CEO of this page.
Well, I'm the CEO of my basement podcasting studio. That's true.
You have
With a
basement?
rogue workforce.
And the communications manager.
One more word on last week when we were talking about how the military dresses. I work in a mostly software company, and all those guys they hire because they're just coding geniuses, but they're in shorts and flip flops and t-shirts and
When I was working there, Marty, I
beads
was
and buns and that's just the guys.
Yeah.
So-
Where did
Hey
they?
Marty, when I was working there, before I left to the tap lab, man. So now that I'm back in the tap lab, I have nice clothes again. But Man, I went into there dressing up, and then I slowly started dressing down,
Yeah.
and
Nobody
people's
cares.
like, "Dude, you're wearing hoodies to work." I'm like, "Why am I gonna get dressed up?"
I mean, it's kind of cool to work for a company that they just like, "Hey, I just concerned about your output.
Yeah.
You know, I don't, nobody will look you in the eye
No,
because they're all like smart, amazingly smart shut-in kind of people. But they do some hella work. It's great.
as long as they're being held accountable.
Uh,
Yeah.
yeah, right. I mean, there's no like messing around there. They
Yeah.
know what they're supposed to do, and who cares about if I'm wearing sandals?
Some
or
of them, there's a lot of PhDs there too. When you talk to them and you get their history, like where
know.
Marty works,
and they're young PhD.
and then it's like, yeah, I taught here at the University of Tennessee. I
I'm
taught
like-
there. I went to Harvard. A lot of them went to Cornell. Like these
I'm
are
like,
all
you-
like
Hey, you're like in your early
worked
30s.
to JPL. Like it's impressive the guys that you talk to.
Right. Yeah.
Even
That is
even
impressive.
the guys and the females. Like you look at their resumes, you're like, how am I? I was like, when I was there working, I was like, how did I even come to this place? Like,
Yeah, how did they make a mistake on you or me? They're like, oh well,
You're scraping the
we
bottom
let
of the
one
barrel.
slip by every once in a while.
I don't
and,
know. Maybe I was
They're
a
the-
DEI hire. They're like, ooh, Juan Lopez. Yep, come on in.
Or a
Oh
people
yeah.
person. A people person.
Well, I wasn't hired to
and-
program. I'm hired to bring all the stuff they're writing into ops. So I'm down there as the liaison. But you go up with the majority of software programmers, and you're like, man, these
He
men and women
translates
are
smart talk to normal people talk.
Yeah, right.
Yeah.
That's why he does the podcast. That's why we do the podcast. Normal talk.
I do, and I've been accepting some of my my company's invites on LinkedIn. So I don't know if they've heard it yet, but after the sperm suit comment last week, if I'm still employed, well, I guess we're good to go.
I'll keep it tame, man.
Don't
Oh,
keep it
no,
tame.
no,
Do
no.
not keep it tame.
Sing your
I
song.
do not
girl.
expect you. So anyway, back on the WTF Space Force Moments page, there's it's already got a lot of people subscribed. It has that one. I don't know how much you guys are on Facebook, but there's a very kind of big Air Force. I think it's Airman NCO, Senior NCO. I think that's the name of it. And they post a lot of stuff. A lot of it's kind of whiny, negative stuff, but every once in a while they post some good stuff. So I thought we'd go through some of those updates so you guys could see them. And I think you'll get a kick out of some of them. So let's see. This first one, I don't really understand this. And I asked some people, what is this? And I'm not sure if she's live streaming, but I know there's a big trend for the Army too, of people like live streaming and doing TikToks in uniform. And all the old heads are like, what the fuck? And I think
I was just thinking that.
and I think they're doing it in the workplace too. But this one I'm not really sure, because she's the host and I don't know exactly what's going on, but they track it and they throw it up there. So
what's
the
on the
TikTok
comments?
stuff
I'm
is
curious. You probably decipher what's going on based on the comments.
I tried. I couldn't figure it out because like half of the people were like, what is going on with this? And I was like, I don't know either. But there's a lot of live streaming in uniform in the workplace nowadays. So
nobody's doing their job. What in the hell?
They're at lunch. Eric.
Oh,
They're at
all right,
lunch.
Anna.
Could be.
Lunch.
They're taking
Could
their
be.
smoke breaks, their vape breaks. They're
Well, right.
You got me
In
there.
uniform.
well, the days where?
Yeah. And then, I don't know. It's interesting. It's like Eric, we've said before, couldn't be in today's modern military, I don't think.
No, I'd have been a failure.
Well, you'd have been run out. You'd have been chewed out for you trying to chew them out.
I'd have been a failure.
All right, here's a Walmart one at Whiteman.
Ooh, nice.
Right? And I zoomed in on her back tattoo.
She is.
There's her
Come
back
on,
tattoo.
man.
Hey, that is full.
That's dedication, man. I
That
love
is-
it.
You
Right?
know,
Gotta
if the
be
Air Force
kidding
said hua, that is full hua. That's full like.
And it took me a little bit
Yeah.
because it's not intuitive. It's like love, the heart and then love. I guess so.
The Air
Wait, we
Force is
should
the
get
beat.
a
So what do you think? Do
hooah.
you think she was in the military or she's a dependent? Like this is looking at that. I think she's a dependent.
She's dependent.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Yep.
But I was thinking we should get a hooah tattoo as a back tattoo.
Oh.
Hooah. Hooah.
Ooh, wow, that shows
I gotta
either.
go make a hooah.
I am amazed that the Air Force hasn't found this chicken like Suitor. What are you doing?
For what? For copyright? That's great advertising.
Oh,
I
gotta
don't
go
know for what
Send
though.
that.
For where?
Like,
Of course,
okay,
of
first
course,
of
she
all,
went
what do
out
you
in her pajama
Honestly,
bottoms.
that's a Walmart.
I
right?
think
It's a
she has
Walmart
boots
Martian.
on,
it's
right?
a Walmart Martian, man. She's got
It's at
cowgirl boots on.
it's at Whiteman, right?
Oh,
Oh, is that the commissary?
Probably. Look at the old people there.
it
Probably the
says
commissary.
Walmart, though. It says
No, it's a
Walmart
Walmart.
until I
You
was
see the
12.
Walmart?
Oh
sign
yeah,
at
it's
the
not
bottom?
commissary, but yeah, it's a Walmart. But
It's a Walmart.
yeah,
but
she's got pajamas and the boots on.
Oh, Sedalia, Montana. Okay,
She stole
now
my
see the
shirt.
top.
I work
didn't
out in
read
that
until
shirt.
now.
Her name is Sedalia, Montana.
No. Oh, that sounds like a stripper name. No, that's where it's
It
at.
does sound like
You
that.
never
You know
used
what?
Hannah,
I never
Montana?
even
Next up on stage 3, Sedalia.
Montana.
Sedalia, Montana, who is the stepsister of Hannah Montana.
There you go.
But she
Oh
just
my
changes
God.
hair color out when she dances, so nobody can tell. Nobody can
Thank God
really
she's
figure it out.
probably 85 and you didn't show us the face.
Oh, come on, Eric.
It could have
Look
been a
at
grandmother.
the flexibility of that tattoo, man. She's still
Crop top.
young.
She's proud of that. I mean,
Still
she
young.
wore a crop top. It's not like she lifted that shirt up. It's straight up like, nope,
Yeah.
I'm showing this thing
Yeah,
off.
she's proud of that.
I'm
Please
blown
send
away.
that to me. Please send that.
Okay. I will.
Are you gonna get that stamp on your back too? Or?
No, I was thinking-
Anyone who would do that for me, I'd be like,
Oh, come
I appreciate that,
on.
Now, do
appreciate
you
that.
want the Air Force one or the Army one? You serve both branches.
if she did, that's a good one. Yeah.
Or you could put an A where the heart is, and then love, and then
A love.
Or maybe,
Hello.
a branch of cheek. You know what I mean?
Gosh.
oh my goodness.
Here's a good meme I liked.
That's, you know what? We should do that. Get pictures of all military tattoos and rank which one's the best one.
Oh God, I think they already do that, but I felt like that before. Anybody felt like that? Midship.
Oh, yeah,
Oh,
for
yeah.
sure.
You're going home and you're like, huh, that's the only good thing about a midshift. There's no
I'm the
traffic going home.
Only person
Right.
up and out.
I thought this one was good. I'll let you read that. That's pretty ballsy. And for those of you on Podbean or Apple or Spotify, it says, when I was a second lieutenant, I would tell the first sergeant that the commander was having a formation in 10 minutes to release everyone for the day. And then I would go and tell the commander the first sergeant was having a formation to do the same thing. Said he did this about 20 times and never got caught. Good job,
Oh
LT.
my goodness.
Until
Good
today,
job.
baby. A true American hero. I love it.
All right.
Trust.
Now, Anna, here's what I was telling you about. All right. And then when I first saw this, I was like, what in the hell? And I had to go look it up. So I'll tell you what I looked up after this.
What are we looking at?
That's
that
what I
a
thought. I was like, what is that?
bodysuit? It's a
So-
bodysuit.
It is. It's this. She got out. The person who created this got out of the military and went to Shark Tank with these kind of leotards, and they invested in her. And now she runs Torch Warrior Wear, and she sells these things.
Huh.
Yeah, it's pretty cool.
Wow. I'm like, what?
So there
in
you
the
She
go.
hell
sells
are we
these
looking at?
leotards here.
Yeah.
Yeah, and they stay tucked and everything else. And I was like, it's actually a pretty good
You're
idea.
going to buy one for you, have a snap underneath your crotch?
They're $60 a piece. They're not cheap.
Oh, my
So-
God. What a crazy commercial.
That's why I was saying, Anna, you could take that shirt off. Look, you fit right in with the modern military nowadays.
I don't know if I could wear a shirt like that. I don't like the snaps underneath. They have
Yeah.
snaps underneath.
But if you go to Torch Warrior Wear,
Oh, I gotta
she
bring this
sells
in.
all of them. She sells them for all the services. So I was like, that's a good
Tortoise
idea.
Warrior.
It's a great
That's a good
idea.
idea.
Now, here's the next one. And I think it was posted by a recruiter. All right. I better turn this down because this guy is funny. So, all right, check this one out.
They told me to join the Marines. They told me join the Army. You're gonna be a soldier. I joined the Air Force.
Look at that guy.
I joined the fucking Air Force. That's what we do, baby.
And it said it was Rockledge Air Force recruiter. I mean, what
Oh
a smart
my God.
idea. You know, I mean, embrace it. That's what we've been
hilarious.
talking about all the time. Embrace it, right?
That's hilarious.
They told me to join the Marines. They told me join the Army. You're gonna be a soldier.
What?
I joined the Air Force.
Oh, the
I
guy
joined
with
fucking
Toucan
Air
Sam
Force.
there,
That's
man.
what we do, baby.
He's
Oh my
riding
God.
a parrot, a toucan. What is that called?
Just
Follow
they had a
me.
Toucan
unicorn
Sam.
in the back. What a deployment. I was like, yeah, I mean, that's what we've been talking about that all the time. It's like, just stop calling it a weapon system. Stop saying sorties. Stop saying all this pile of stuff and just embrace what we do. I think that's a brilliant recruiter ad. You know?
That's actually really good.
Okay, Anna, this is for you. And I don't know who this guy is, but he's funny. And it's a couple minutes, so it's a little
Why
bit
can't
long.
this be for me?
You'll see.
I'm just checking.
It's a girl. Okay.
This
Oh,
is a new
mandatory
series
fun guy.
I'm doing called People I'd Fight in a Denny's Parking Lot. And this is Mr. Kent Cressa, who was the CEO of Northrop Grumman in 1998. Now, at this
Grumman.
point in the video, you should be asking yourself, why would Mandatory Fun Day want to fight Kent Cressa in a Denny's parking lot? In 1998, the Department of Defense came to Northrop Grumman, and they needed a new system. They needed something that would do some good stuff for the troops. It was an online system. The system that Northrop Grumman created in 1998 was the Defense Travel System, or DTS. DTS is the system that service members use to schedule their travel. And for those of you that don't know, Satan could have come up with a better system. This one, Mr. Kent Cressa, being the CEO of Northrop Grumman in 1998, is at least indirectly responsible for the creation of DTS, because Northrop Grumman is the one that got that contract. And because of that, I would fight him in a Denny's parking lot. Not now, because he's 86. If you want to send me someone in your stead, send me your champion. And tell me what Denny's to go to. Waffle House will also do. I'll do this. I'll do this for service members everywhere.
Nice.
DTS is an abomination, an affront to God, and directly contradictory to all of the Army values. And for those of you that are inevitably going to comment, if you just learn the system, it's not that hard. Can you just shut the fuck
Yes. 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 If we could get our people paid for getting deployed and going to UI,
You see what I was talking
that
about?
would
I
be
thought
amazing.
I
That's
thought you
awesome.
would appreciate that.
That's
Not this
awesome.
Oh, I
constant
fucking hate
ping
DTS.
pong.
I do not miss DTS whatsoever.
It's like going back and forth, back and forth. No, 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 no. Yes, no.
But then sometimes it's the auditors that suck. It's not even the system. Like you do everything that the system tells you to do, and then they kick it back it's
because the
subjective
system
based on
told
who's
you to do
auditing.
it.
So
Yeah.
Is that what the major disconnect is with DTS? I never really used it. I think I was out. I never really traveled that much. So
I didn't use it either.
Pretty terrible. Actually, it's wicked terrible. He is right. It is an abomination.
Is it really? Good. So I thought you'd appreciate that. So
Noted.
if you guys run across any posts like that, save them, send them to me, and we'll review them every episode. So
That's
I
hilarious.
thought that was kind of fun. All right, before we get to the news, we got a couple quick updates.
Hey
Right.
now.
SpaceX Falcon 9 passed all their testing, and they launched this last weekend. They put some more Starlink sets up. So Falcon 9 is now back on for shooting up to the ISS. So
But our
that's
boys
good.
are still there.
Boeing finished all their thruster tests, but they still haven't decided when they're going to bring them home.
Those guys are gonna like come off there with like beards down here.
Which I mean, really, if you think about it, they've done all their testing. They said, okay, we know what it is. We know how to counter it. but we're still not bringing them home. I mean, they've got to be like, there's got to be something else. There's something that they're not telling us, right?
Something. I wouldn't get in
Why
that
are
damn
they
ship.
scared to bring those guys home?
I
Man?
wouldn't get in that
Jeez.
ship. Nope.
I hope nothing bad happens with it. I really do. So,
Tire
but
will
at least
fall off.
Elon can go up there and get them now.
That's
Now
who
that
should go get them.
Well,
It's
Elon.
a system.
it
Yeah.
might be. I mean, there's supposed to be another Boeing launch to launch the next manned crew launch up to the ISS. But right
Would
now,
you
there's
volunteer?
no.
Would you volunteer to get on that after the first one?
I don't know, man. You know,
Hell no.
it's not like they're going to pay you like extra.
People, when I explain to people, like tell them like, "Yeah, I'm retired Air Force," and "What'd you do?" I was a space operator. This job's now in the Space Force. Like, did you go to space? I was like, no. It's like anybody can go to space if they pass all the tests, but would I go to space? No, no. Like, why? And then it's like, would you live in Mars? Why the fuck would I live in Mars?
That's like the harshest environment that is out there, man.
Well, I was going to do that story
No
a couple of weeks ago. They had those that crew that was in a biolab for a year, simulating as if they were on Mars for a year. So, and they lived in this contained environment for 1 year, and they let
Did
them out.
they do it on Death Valley?
Was Pauly Shore part of that?
I don't know where. Yeah, I don't know, but
No.
I think it has to be the mental part has got to be the hardest thing, right? To be on there for a year.
There's no way.
I mean, how many rock tests can you do to fill up your time? You know?
Plant potatoes with your poop.
I guess,
Right?
yeah. Watch The
Practice.
Martian for the
Because,
900th time.
or
That's the
Biodome
P-TET, the
with
PC.
Biodome with Pauly Shore. There's a movie.
Yeah, that was the dumbest movie. Pauly Shore didn't make a good movie, but now you can look back and go, look how dumb this movie was. But it's funny because it was so dumb. Okay, let's get to the news here. So our first story from AirForceTimes.com. Now, I am conflicted by the headline for this because it sounds a lot better to me than it is.
Yeah.
The headline is Space Force ups reenlistment bonus for select Guardians up to 180,000.
Slightly misleading.
Well, it isn't. It isn't for those AFSCs, and we'll get to it. But it makes it sound like, whoa, Space Force is looking good, right? And I've even seen some headlines that are like, Space Force bonuses are up to $360,000. And you're like, wow, all I got to do is join and I get $360,000. No, that's not.
No, that's what I mean. Misleading.
So
No way.
I said the headline to my husband. He was like, re-up. And I was like, come
It's
on,
not.
bro.
It's going
Gotta
to
hear the
cost you a
details.
donut.
It's like, I did it for less.
The Space Force is offering a hefty financial incentive for select Guardians to reenlist. The service recently released its fiscal 2024 selective retention bonus list, which specifies which types of Guardians qualify for a bonus that maxes out at 180,000. The 180,000 bonus is an increase of 80,000 over previous years, and the career cap is at 360,000. So you can only get it twice. Career fields eligible for the bonus include cyber operations. I don't know why they put cyber operations in front of all this, but basically it's defensive cyber operations, cyber network operations, cyber RF operations, cyber system operations, an all-source analyst, cryptologic analyst, and space systems operations. Now that's misleading because I was like 1 Charlie 6s are getting. No, it's not 1 Charlie 6s.
Well, if those guys are that trained, they've got to offer them that kind of money, or they're going to jump ship and go to any of the.
They'll go civilian. Yeah, it's because civilians paying them big money.
Oh yeah,
right?
Well they better because the Air Force or the Guardian Space Force is going to pay them 180.
So Marty,
yeah, because
Marty, just so you know, the 5S is the 1 Charlie 6. The space system operations. So
it is. Oh, okay.
That's an Air Force specific for the reserves. The 5 Sierra is your 1 Charlie 6.
Oh, interesting.
So are the other branches hanging up? Are they sticking with this paralleling Space Force as
I
far
think
as
Navy
bonuses?
does. I think Navy does something similar with the money. I haven't heard anything for the Army.
Yeah,
Right?
I mean, shit. The other services got to be
I'm
going.
curious if
"Ah,
their cyber
Got it.
guys get equivalent
bonuses."
reenlistment bonus.
Yeah.
I think the Navy has a lot of money. I think the pilots can get a lot of money.
Hmm.
I think they realize that the importance of cyber is incredibly important because I just repeated myself, but the infrastructure needs to be protected itself.
Sure,
So
Oh,
it's
the other thing
redonkulously
too,
important.
but the civilian world cyber is paying through the nose.
Big
Yeah.
time.
You know,
Yep, and
so
that's why
these,
they're upping their bonuses for them to join the
Yeah.
Space Force, so that way
Yeah.
they're attached to a Space Force unit, and
Right.
then they then defend, say, GPS ground system.
the other thing, Marty. So I'm not sure if you ever reenlisted. So they have the Zone A, B, C, and E. So yeah, so it's only that
Reenlist.
5 Charlie that's at a 7, which is your max, and your 5 Sierras, your space system operators, are at 3 and 3.5. So though it's like pretty much half of what they're getting, but still,
Like,
if I was in, they're gonna give me 80 grand to be a 5S. That's because I
well, that's
always miss
exactly
the
what you're
bonus.
talking about. And that's the chart from the article.
Yeah.
Right.
Yep.
So,
So-
quick question: is the bonus taxable?
Yes.
Yeah,
Unless
I
you
think
deploy
all.
in a
better
Yeah,
be.
it's
non-tax-
all taxable. Yeah.
Unless so,
Yeah.
a lot of people when they try reenlist, they always try to finagle a deployment. So like so let's say you're in JTAGs and you're syncing.
Oh, so you can get a tax.
That's where you're gonna want to reenlist, because if you reenlist there, it's a tax-free zone up to so much money. So that money's gonna be tax-free, and when so you get half of it up front, and then every year you get installment.
Well, this
payments.
says this bonus you can either receive it in installments or lump sum.
Well,
Dude, deploy to
if I'm
Qatar.
deployed, I'm gonna get the lump sum.
Me too. I'm going to Qatar.
Camp Cupcake. The bonus amount is calculated by taking 1 month of a Guardian's base pay, multiplying it by the years the Guardian is re-enlisting for, and then multiplying it by his own multiplier that's based on the number of years the Guardian has served. Is that clear, Eric?
Clear.
That is super
All right, sign here.
fast.
Get out of my office.
Marty.
Clear.
You should be
Zone
like a salesman.
Zone A is for Guardians who have served between 17 months and 6 years. Zone B, 6 and 10 years. Zone C is 10 to 14, and Zone E is 18 to 20. Interesting that there's nothing between 15 and 16 and 17 years. Interesting.
Well, they figured by those years, 16, 17, you're going to head towards retirement. So why are they even going to bother?
Well, they have Zone E for 18 to 20.
For just for that one career field, right?
Yeah,
'Cause
but
look
I
at-
mean,
look
well,
at
you're going to
everybody else at
retire
0,
anyway,
0,
right?
0.
Right. So, anyway, Anna can explain that to all the people who are coming in. It's like, hey, I don't understand this. What skill level do I need to be? And I'll be like, oh my god,
3, 5, and 7.
if I have to talk to one more of these guys, I'm going to throw up.
I didn't talk bonus.
So I remember. So you
I
know
wasn't
what's the
in
other
the
thing?
bonus
Speaking
area.
of bonuses, you know when the 9/11 GI Bill, when you could do the transfer for your family. So you
Yeah,
need 4
the
years
crystal clear rollout they did
Yeah.
for everybody.
So it was a retention tool, but what a lot of people they like when we will hear, oh, they're going to take away bonuses next year from 1 Charlie 6s, because you'll find out people will go and they'll use the 9/11 GI Bill to extend their contract another 4 years, and then they'll get the bonus
bastards.
before they
That's,
take it
that's
away.
clever. That's smart though, because it's out there, and if you take advantage of it, right?
I totally messed up with my 9/11 GI Bill.
Oh,
You
so did
forgot
I.
to put a month on everybody.
I had no idea that I had chapter 20 left. So
Oh,
I got a
really?
letter that said that I had exhausted all of my initial Montgomery GI Bill from 1995.
Yeah.
And so I thought I was done. But I had 1 month 1 month of entitlement. And when I transferred everything to the kids, they got
Oh, you're kidding.
1 month, and it's irreversible. It's in the law.
I was in the little bucket where I didn't get it. I couldn't transfer it because I
Okay.
was too close to retirement and I didn't have long enough for retention.
And you weren't going to re-enlist either.
Well, but it was, I don't know. There was some, it was just like, oh, it's impossible for me to get it. And it was so, the explanation was so bad. Even though they sent teams out, it was like, what? What? How do you? Because I don't think they fully understood it either.
Yeah, for
But
sure.
as far as this bonus goes, let's say you love that job. Let's say you love that 5S job. And you're like, this is what I want to do. I'm re-upping. And you re-up early, and then they come down and are like, hey, we're going to offer a bonus. And they're like, oh, hey, I re-upped early. And they're like, Guardians that re-enlisted prior to the announcement of the bonus do not qualify.
Of course not.
Ah,
Son of a bitch.
Hey, we should have one guy come on the show that's received $180,000 bonus. Tell
That's
me.
one.
You think he's out there?
crazy.
You think he's out
I don't know. I don't
Hey,
know.
are you out there?
there? Yeah.
Yeah,
Are you
let
out
us know.
there? Do you have a $180,000 bonus? Come talk to us.
Come and flaunt it. Come and
Ooh,
tell us how
yes.
dumb we are for not doing it.
And not only that, but
Yes.
I'm willing to bet, depending on the rank and the age, they probably went and bought like an expensive ass Corvette.
I hope the
Oh,
dude
yeah.
invested it and like has like 2 rentals or something going on.
Mm,
Well, let's see. You can qualify it with,
Historically,
you can qualify for it as early as 17 months in. Now, I don't know if that's the full 180,000,
That's a
but
lot of money.
17 months in,
well, you
you
have to
qualify
calculate
for that
formula.
bonus. Oh, they also extended. They give you 12 years to now decide, or 12 months to decide to re-up now. So you can
Oh.
think about it for a whole year before you can re-up. Now, I don't know if you can re-up a year early, to take advantage of this.
bunch of crap.
But then they got you. Then they got you for 72 months or whatever it is. Either that or you got to repay the bonus. So
I
the
don't know, I
only
never
bonus
got a bonus.
So
I got a
with
bonus
the-
when I signed up as a TR, and then I lost it when I went to AGR.
So the
They're like,
BRS,
"Oh, psych."
so the new retirement system. So I'm curious, do bonuses, if you max contribute and you put part of your bonus into that 401k? I'm not sure if you could do this. That's why I'm asking. Maybe you guys know. Will they match the 5% there, or is that all separate?
Oh,
I
I
think
don't
it's
know.
all separate.
Are you talking like TSP?
Yeah, well, for the new retirement system, because the new
Oh, they got a new one
retirement system is TSP,
Yeah.
and it's 40. Well, it's 40% by the time you
Oh.
hit 20, and
Oh,
2% for every year that you hit.
Really?
That's probably why they have more money for bonuses. I mean, they got to retain people anyways.
Well, they got more
But,
money
I
for
mean-
bonuses because they're not hitting recruiting.
That's true too.
So
Hey, we got
it's called
10,000 people didn't sign up. We can give bonuses now.
the blended retirement system.
Yeah.
Oh, thank
BRS.
God. I have no idea.
I have no idea.
Want
I wasn't
nothing
eligible
to
for it.
do with it.
Yeah.
All right,
no,
let's
it's-
go to the next story that as my dad used to say, that tickles me, actually. Makes me giggle a little bit. So this is from stripes.com. And you know what? It's good to know that balloon technology in the world today is making a bit of a comeback. If you think about it this year, 2024, the year of the balloon.
High technology.
So, U.S. and South Korean defense chiefs strongly urge North to cease trash balloon flights. I strenuously object.
Oh
Right?
my
I
God.
think it's scary. Like I said earlier, I think it's super scary. North Korea is sending over random balloons, 500 in one day.
Well, true. Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
what's
I mean,
in these balloons?
what do you got? What do you got? Security force stinger troops taking pot shots at these bags of trash coming over the border.
I hope not. I hope not.
Probably. Like,
My
think about it.
God.
Something's floating over the DMZ. You're probably thinking, what the poopy pants? My day was
That's
just ended.
basically what it is. It's the fucking dirty diapers
I think
coming
it's
over
hilarious.
the balloons.
Is that,
I think it's
what is that?
hilarious.
Just to
Surprised that North Korea
piss
has
them off? Piss me off. Send me trash. Piss me off.
Hey, at
Put it
least
in my
it's not.
yard. Piss me off.
Hey, at least it's not a bag of dicks, right? Some people send
Oh.
people a bag of dicks.
It could be.
Imagine they're sending balloons full of dicks.
I mean, all they got to do is that all that stuff's made in China anyway. All they got to do is like, hey, give us all your discards, and we'll just bomb South Korea with a bag of dildos every other day.
What? I don't understand the purpose.
Popping everywhere.
Or
Well,
condoms.
let's read and find out, Eric, shall we?
That's gross.
Please do.
Defense
Condoms.
Secretary Lloyd Austin and South Korean Defense Minister Shin Wok-sik on Sunday urged North Korea to immediately stop sending balloons carrying trash across its southern border. Stop it!
Scary.
During a meeting with Austin in Tokyo on Sunday, Shin called North Korea's practice of sending balloons to the south a clear violation of the Korean Armistice Agreement.
Oh my gosh.
The two leaders strongly urged North Korea to immediately cease these provocative acts. The 1953 armistice between the UN Command, North Korea, and China established air and maritime borders and was meant to cease hostilities from the 3-year Korean War.
How does trash constitute a threat?
North Korea has floated thousands of balloons carrying household trash across its border since May. And most recently, like Anna said, sent roughly 500 balloons last Wednesday.
Holy
At
cow.
least 2 landed on the South Korean presidential compound and on the U.S. Army's Yongsan garrison in Seoul. Pyongyang claims its balloons are being sent in retaliation against South Korean activists who send balloons carrying humanitarian aid and pro-South Korean propaganda across the northern border.
Oh, I see. You
See?
send it to us. We're shipping the shit back.
You're
to
sending
you.
us pamphlets? I'm giving you shitty kimchi.
Here you go.
I'm surprised that North Korea has trash. Have you guys
Well,
been? Have
it's
been
easy.
To the DMZ?
I have. Yep.
Like the DMZ is extremely like serious as it should be,
Right.
but when you look at what they say is a city, most say that it's a fake city.
Yep.
Oh,
And-
yeah. Absolutely, it is. Right?
Yep.
And you look at the images of like the electricity in North Korea, like I don't know.
Yeah.
It's
Like-
dark. If you look at the satellite images, it's like,
I
that's
think
not
there's
really a
actually
big
time
city.
period that they only get so much power. An actual
Oh.
Yeah,
time
probably
period during the day.
because government
Good night.
controlled. Yeah, sure. Well, we could ask that army soldier that we did that story on who just ran across.
Come back and tell us what you found out, man.
Yeah, he's like, F you.
I think anything getting sent over from North Korea is like a threat.
Questionable.
Like what is going
Well,
on?
It is.
500 balloons.
That's true. But then again, you go, well, North Korea bills itself as this technical wonder.
Not so much.
This-
I've seen a
this
lot
isn't
of their launches not be successful. So,
This isn't a lantern party.
well,
Not peaceful.
They probably have a ceremony like that way. They just release the balloons and everybody claps.
hey, it's
This is
North
not
Korea
the
New Year
bag.
again. Trash. That's a
Bring us
tradition
the
now.
Bag of
trash.
dicks.
None of the trash at the presidential compound contained hazardous waste or contaminants, according to a news release from the security service. And the waste was collected by 9 a.m. and everyone went about their business. So the balloons discovered Wednesday arrived days after South Korea announced it will expand loudspeaker broadcasts at the border with North Korea.
Wow.
Now, this is what makes me laugh. The loudspeakers blare propaganda, world news, and K-pop.
It's K-pop.
It's
K-pop, the
pop music.
Korean pop music, with
Pop
all the guys and the
music.
girls.
Yeah.
Yeah. And they're blaring that out, right?
We got all kinds of boy bands.
North Korea has not officially responded to the broadcast, but Kim Yo-jung, sister of North Korean leader Kim Jong-un, warned that South Korean scum must be ready to pay, quote, a gruesome and dear price for their actions.
She's the freaking nutso. She's the
She is
nutbag.
nuts.
Yes.
Yeah, she's crazy.
She is
She's
the
the
nutbag.
scary one.
North Korea has taken advantage of the wind direction to fly the balloons to South Korea, and some balloons in past launches had timers that may be used to pop the bags of trash in midair.
Jesus, come
The
on.
balloons have caused no major damage, but they have raised concerns that North Korea could use them to drop chemical or biological agents.
That's what I was thinking. What if they drop COVID in the area?
But
Oh,
imagine,
China already did
Bird
that.
flu.
imagine them
Yeah,
like their
that's
strategy,
true.
right?
That's
They're like all their generals are meeting. Imagine what that conference room looks like. It's like, you know what's a good idea? Fuck them. Let's just go throw all these balloons with trash. That'll show them. Like it's just, I don't know. It's just, it sounds
I
like a whole
think
bunch
it's a
of high
couple.
schoolers just thought about
It's
it.
like a couple low-level staffers and are like, "Hey, I'm gonna float my trash balloon idea." And they're like, "Don't! You'll be laughed out of the room." He's like, "I'm doing it. I'm doing it." And they come out and they're back slapping him. And they're like, "That's brilliant. We're going with it." And he's like, "Fucking hey, I didn't think they
No,
would do
see
it."
what happened was the government went out to all the people because the people live in the streets with trash and said, "You got
Yeah.
any ideas to piss off South Korea?" Well, yeah, send them our trash. Clear this shit
Yeah,
out.
scoop up our trash
Get
because
that
we're just
shit out
dumping
of the
it out the
streets.
window.
That's all
Yeah,
we're doing. We don't have
What
a
if
bird
it's a
pit or something.
Well, I don't know. I don't think North Korea is capable of it, but it's, if this story, imagine if this story, take North Korea and South Korea out of it. Imagine if you heard this story like in a trailer park in Florida and are like two neighbors who hated each other. They're like,
Best
this
trailer
fucker
parks.
keeps playing K-pop. I'm gonna float my trash over to his yard. You'd be laughing your ass off.
That shit's
Pretty
probably
funny.
already happened. Are you kidding me?
And they'll
But the
do it with a
scary
drone.
thing is,
They'll do it with a drone. They always drop the
well,
trash.
yeah, there could be that, right? Well, I had a drone and that fucker shot it. So I'm floating trash over at his house now.
Oh my god.
But to imagine that this could escalate into like the event that gets us
Oh,
into
Lord.
World War III.
Oh,
Dude, that
yeah.
would be. Imagine the
That's-
history books.
Yeah, they were
Reading
floating
that.
trash, so they launched a nuclear weapon at them.
So
Oh my
imagine,
god!
imagine
man.
the
Somebody should
question:
make
what started World War III back in 2024? A,
North Korea dirty
a
diapers.
missile nuke. B, bag of dicks. C,
dirty condoms.
Oh my-
BBB.
baby gravy falling off the sky. I don't even-
Oh my goodness.
Somebody needs to write a movie about this that like stars Will Ferrell.
That's right
And
on.
he's a soldier on the DMZ.
Well, what's the one with Seth Rogen and
Oh, when they go to Korea,
they go to interview Kim Jong Un? Oh, it was the
Yeah.
interview. It was called
yeah.
the interview.
Well, there's
right?
also a Team America. They
yeah,
In America.
yeah, that's a little. Yeah, that's true. That's
but
true.
it was
Good point.
Korea right there, North Korea too.
Okay.
Unbelievable.
I'm glad we did that because that story cracks me up.
Mm.
All right, so now it's time for the first time we've ever done this. We're gonna play a World War II slang game. All right. Now you're not gonna compete against each other. You're gonna see how well you can do as a team.
If
So
I don't
I'm gonna-
win this shit, then I'm
No,
freaking-
you're not competing, Eric. You're competing as a team. You always win these competitions. but-
Oh, I should. I'm
One
over
against
there.
one with me, one with me.
No, you're all together.
I don't know if you want two ESL people together.
So Eric just speaks gibberish. That doesn't
We
count
know-
as ESL.
I
We know
understand
Texas
it.
history.
So I'm going to give you a World War II slang, and you guys got to figure out what it's talking about. All right.
Oh,
So I want you to work together.
Rules. Do we just shout it out or we go like one by one?
Well, go when you guys decide, when you think you've decided, and then we'll go from there. All right.
Okay. The art of manliness.
I took all this from a website called The Art of Manliness. It's
Oh,
pretty
that's
manly
great, man.
website. Yeah,
I
it's
should have
pretty
a
cool.
picture on the front of that.
Okay, so your first word is, or your first term is armored cow. Now remember, this is greatest generation. Greatest generation. I want you to keep thinking that. All right. So they called something an armored cow. What do you think an armored cow is?
Tank.
That's the first thing that
fair.
comes
That's
to my
good
mind.
guff guess.
Well, it maybe a tank that had the hedgerow freaking
Oh, not
buoy
bad.
on the front.
Not bad. You guys aren't quite being creative enough because an armored cow was canned milk. That's what they called canned milk, right?
I see where we're going with
Yeah,
this.
this is their
now.
slang. This is World War
All
II
right.
slang, right? A fart sack. You probably heard this one.
That's
You probably
easy.
heard this one, right?
That's your freaking the sleeping bag.
Sleeping bag, right? You
I
guys
was
good with
thinking
sleeping bag?
canned beans.
That's your sleeping bag.
And Eric is right. It's your sleeping bag.
Well, that makes
Right.
sense, right? 'Cause
Yeah, fart sack.
Yeah,
they're just going to concentrate right
I
there.
still use
right?
that. That still survives today, right? So
My second guess is you're an old man with big balls that sagged.
I don't know how you get there, but okay, fair.
She
Okay.
likes balls. I don't know.
All right, remember, it's Greatest Generation.
Okay.
Bayonet course.
Bayonet course.
Do you have any idea what a bayonet course is?
I do. An actual
Well,
bayonet
I know what a
course.
real bayonet course is,
That's where I'm going. So I
but
don't.
what they called a bayonet course. Now,
Bayonet
a
course.
here's a hint. A course is not necessarily like something you go through like an obstacle course. Think course like a course of treatment.
So.
Bandages.
No.
What about a meal that you open with a bayonet? You have to open the cans.
Not bad. Yeah, 3-course meal. Okay, not bad.
I think it's something that you insert.
Ooh.
Yeah.
Juan might be the closest because a bayonet course is a hospital treatment for venereal disease.
Yep. That's what I'm thinking. Yeah.
Oh my goodness.
Oh my goodness.
All right.
Oh my goodness.
Greatest Generation. Remember. Belly cousin.
Someone I spoon with.
Close.
Yeah, that's what I'm thinking.
That's your
Not
foxhole
bad.
mate. Your foxhole mate.
Not bad. Do you ever hear of an Eskimo brother?
Oh, yes.
That's what they
Ah.
called a belly cousin. A man who has slept with a woman you have slept with.
I'm bringing that back, bro. I'm bringing that back. I like that.
A belly cousin.
You guys are belly cousins? Like, seriously?
That's good. And they'll be like,
I like
what are you talking about? It's hip. You're not hip enough.
It's my belly cousin. What's up, bro?
A broad with canned goods.
Oh,
What's a broad with canned goods?
So it's like one of the Red
big-
Cross.
And when
ladies.
they say broad, they do mean woman. So I'll give you
yeah,
that.
a girl with big, honkers.
Well, with cans, right? That's
I
what
was
you think.
thinking of booty with a big booty.
Oh, no, not bad.
She
Okay.
got some junk in her trunk.
I was thinking it
What's-
was like one of those Red Cross women, that provided USO stuff.
Oh, okay. Not bad. But a
Ah.
broad with canned goods is a virgin.
Oh,
Go-
we're way
Come
off.
on, man.
That is actually really good too.
Yeah.
Canned
She's
up.
abroad with canned goods.
I would
It
have
hasn't
never
been opened
guessed
up.
that.
Remember, Greatest
That's-
Generation, right?
Yeah, yeah.
A broad
How
with
would
a
you
heat
say-
wave.
Oh,
Horny.
That's probably a good, damn good
Broad
guess,
with a
actually.
heat
she's on her
wave.
period.
Oh, I didn't think of that one. That's pretty good too,
She a
actually.
prostitute, maybe?
No, not bad. But a broad with a heat wave is a woman with a venereal disease.
It's like,
heat
imagine
wave.
today's signs like, nah, bro, hey, she has a heat wave, so you want to stay away.
There's a lot of venereal disease nickname stuff there.
That's some crazy shit back then. man.
Greatest Generation.
So, but I guess, huh?
Yeah, it's like, but I could see you using it. It's like, hey, she's bringing the heat wave.
Yeah, that's a
Ooh,
broad with a heat
gross.
wave, boy. Stay away from that.
Yeah.
Bug juice. We
That's
still use
easy.
that today. Right?
Yeah, that's mosquito insect
Yeah.
repellent.
Insect repellent, right?
Yeah.
Insect repellent. Yeah, we called it bug juice.
We did too. We did too.
Okay. Not these two because they were indoors all the time.
It's fact.
I chose air conditioning when I joined.
Yeah,
Like,
I
oh,
was
space
that
system operator,
not
I'm in
in the
control.
pool, not with Toucan Sam, digging a hole in the desert for Christ's sakes.
But that fly gets on the inside, drive you crazy.
Yeah.
Drives you crazy.
I'll lose my focus.
Collision mats. Now this one you'll never get because I never got it too. I thought it was,
I don't
I
know,
thought it was
like
kind of creative, but
It's like a collision mat, so it's like I'm thinking of a bed where you do your business with someone else.
Like
too
wrestling?
dirty. Too
Like
dirty.
wrestling?
Think
No
food.
wrestling.
Oh, okay.
Think what?
Food.
Food.
Collision mats.
Yeah, I know. I don't know where they came up with it. Collision
Yeah.
mats is what?
I like where Juan was going with
Collision
Dude, let's
mats
go
is
to the collision
pancakes.
You see?
Pancakes.
Collision mats, pancakes. You see where I'm going with this?
I don't get that at all.
Yeah.
I don't
If
see
I
it.
expand out, yes, I got you. Actually, very good one. Very good.
Collision mats.
Point for Juanito. Cupid's itch.
A man with
Oh.
venereal disease.
Any venereal disease.
Dude, I love that.
It's
It's like
I do
it's like
love
it's
that.
like
A lot of nicknames for venereal
because
disease.
lust, hey,
Cupid's
it's the
itch.
lust that created that lich. That itch.
Oh my
Cupid's
god!
itch.
I've never
know.
heard that. That's awesome.
And, venereal disease is not fatal. So,
No.
fun. Kind of fun for these guys. I
Hell
guess.
no, it ain't fun.
Dog show.
Ooh.
Standing at the position of attention, parade rest for all the fucking commanders or some stupid
Huh?
shit like that.
Not bad. Not bad.
Hmm.
Now this one's kind of existential. So, what do you call what are other things that you call your dogs?
I was thinking the desert flower, and they put on a show.
Oh my gosh.
It's a dog show.
I love her
I have
being on
no
this podcast. She
comment.
is so good because I would never have thought of that in a million years. So,
Dog show.
What did you
Wani-
say, Marty? Refocus me.
well, I can't now. I give it away too much. But what are other things that you call dogs? Now that's a horrible clue. Sorry about that. But it'll make sense when I give you the answer. It's a foot inspection.
Oh, my dogs are tired.
Yeah, my dogs are barking, right?
Yeah.
But the commander would actually go through and inspect their feet.
Make sure they were changing their socks.
Yeah,
You didn't want trench foot.
Right. A juice jerker.
Oh,
And this is
stop.
not dirty. This is not dirty.
Stop.
It's like somebody who relieves the itch.
Our minds are in
It's-
the gutter. Jeez.
That would be fair because I'm setting you up to think that. That's true.
Yeah.
But
A
this is
juice
actually not
jerker.
dirty. And when you see the word, you'd be like, oh, that's actually pretty creative.
Come on, Anna, do it.
Juice jerker.
Juice has nothing to do with food.
So it's not a ninja juicer.
No.
So it's like oil in, not oil, but like lubricant in a gun.
That's
some
not
juice?
bad. That's a pretty
some
sound
juice
guess.
Jerker.
That's a pretty sound guess. But a juice jerker is an electrician.
Oh. That makes I
I was like, that's pretty good, right?
It's juice. Yeah.
Juice.
Okay.
Yeah,
Yeah,
that was
all
pretty
right.
good. I think we're on our last one. A pecker checker.
All right.
The person that sees you pee.
What has been the theme from the greatest generation of
So
all
it's a
this slang?
doctor that checks you for venereal disease.
A medical person who checks for evidence of venereal disease. Yeah.
Pecker
Imagine
checker.
having that job though. I'm like, oh, dude, it's like, yeah,
No.
it's bumpy. I don't know. Like,
Is it what's the one where they have to do the catheter and like pop it? Is that VD or is that something?
yeah, I thought that
else?
was VD.
Warts?
I thought
Is
that-
it VD where they gotta go actually pop it inside?
I thought it
pus?
was warts, venereal warts.
No.
No,
He's talking about where they have to pop the pimple inside
because you piss hot, right? When you have VD, your piss
clap.
burns. I
They
think.
call it the clap.
Yeah, the clap. Right, the clap. Yeah.
Chlamydia.
So
Yeah.
that's
sounds-
your greatest generation who had no less than 4 terms for venereal
Venereal
disease.
disease.
Pecker checker.
Nice.
Thanks, Grandpa. You guys,
Yeah.
thanks for winning the war and for fucking everything in sight.
It's like I was like, I had to go see the pecker checker because I got over there with that heat wave. So here I am.
I got
And
that.
now
I
I have
didn't get the. I
Cupid's
didn't get the
itch.
canned goods, broad. I got the heat wave, broad.
And then I got Cupid's itch.
But
Yes.
the pecker checker made me sad.
For venereal disease. It tells you what was coming, right? It tells you what was coming. So
Well,
Man, it
you
tells
were.
you what they
Of
were
course he
doing back
was.
then.
That's a hard day.
They didn't
boy.
believe in condoms. That's how I'm getting from that. The greatest generation. That's why they call it the baby
they're
boomers.
they're
What happened
deployed,
after that?
man.
A whole bunch of
There's a shortage of stuff like that, right?
Juan, I
Actually, the
was a
condoms they
baby boomer.
issued, they put them on the rifle end so water wouldn't get in.
Yeah, now you know there's a lot of sex going on, and that's how you were created.
The floor recognizes Anna Mondragon.
That's why North Korea is sending over their bag of dicks on Wednesday, 500 of them, because they don't want that situation to.
Oh,
again.
I wonder if those bag of dicks are heat wave dicks.
Mm.
That, like, if you grab them, you're like, ha ha ha, we got them.
Call the pecker checker. I'm
Oh,
done.
No, that would be terrible.
That all the
No,
guys
you
that
Boy, we went off the road tonight, man. We're four-wheeling.
good.
Oh,
Bring
my
us back on the road, Eric, with some U.S.
Oh,
military
It's
history.
gonna be some BD shit for that
No.
happen.
VD. Have we
Hey.
solved that? Is that not around anymore? Is that not an issue with the guys
Oh
anymore?
no, they just don't talk about it.
Yeah, I think it's
Really?
very treatable, but it's still out there for sure.
Oh yeah.
Hey,
for
it's
sure.
just I mean, it's a shot. It clears it up. I know,
Yeah, it's
but
very treatable, depending on what you get too, right?
Yeah.
but I haven't. Maybe I never heard anybody over the last 20 years go, "Hey, I got VD."
Yeah.
You know, so I wonder if have we fixed that?
Well, people probably wear more protection. I don't know.
I don't want to know.
Yeah,
That's our
maybe.
next show. That's
Maybe
our
the
next
women.
show.
Maybe the women are
Oh.
cleaner. Maybe that's
You know
Stats
what?
on stats on VD in the military first.
In the
forces.
military, yeah, that should be
All right.
should-
Good
I
show.
think-
assigned to Anna Mondragon. Report back next week.
Why do I come up? I remember this from the military. That every time you come up with an idea, it's like, oh yeah, you.
Oh,
You
that's a
got it.
good idea. Why don't you follow that up and let us know next week? Thank you.
That's a very senior NCO kind of
Task
thing to do.
assigned to Anna. So on my epic on Agile, I assign this to Anna Mondragon.
You're using Agile too. We are too.
I hate Agile.
And I wanted to be a Scrum Master when I was first like looking at retirement, and now I'm like, no. I
No.
don't want to be a Scrum Master.
I'm surprised at how much they pay for them, but you got to be so falsely motivated, like upbeat and like doing little jokes and little anecdotes and stuff. And you're like, come on, guys, we're in Agile. Yeah. Yeah.
Don't do that,
Here's a
Eric.
quiz for you. Here's a quiz for you. You're like, oh my God, I hate this person.
So, speaking of VD, I just found an article from September 2023. Syphilis, STIs, growing threat in U.S. Armed Forces.
Oh,
40%.
coming back.
That's from the U.S. Army.
We need more pecker checkers. It's getting hotter out there.
Too much heat wave.
It's getting hot out there. And everybody thought it was like, what do they call it? Frickin' Biden's climate change. They thought it was climate change. It's just heat.
It's just
a lot of
heat.
It's just
From
a
the-
We
lot of
need
heat.
more. We need more women with canned goods. That's what we need. So,
Oh.
all right, take us home, Eric.
All right, fellas and gals. Tonight I have sort of a somber history.
Everyone is somber. It's always
No.
sad.
Well, war was pretty somber. Hello, right?
Well
Okay.
done.
Yeah. So today,
Yeah, shut your mouth.
USS Indianapolis,
Oh no, was it really?
the U.S. Navy heavy cruiser,
Whoa.
was sunk by Japanese submarine on July 30th, 1945. Shortly
Wow.
after delivering, and this is the part I didn't know, shortly after delivering the internal components of the atomic bombs that were later dropped on Hiroshima and Nagasaki.
Yeah. Yeah.
Crazy. So this is the part I want to talk about. So after the United States entered World War II, the ship was assigned to the Aircraft Carrier Task Force in the Pacific Theater. In 1943, it became the flagship of the U.S. Fifth Fleet under Vice Admiral Raymond Spruance. The Indianapolis participated in the bombardment of Japanese island of Iwo Jima in February of 1945. The following month, the Indianapolis was damaged by a Japanese kamikaze plane off of Okinawa Island, but it was soon repaired and returned to service. So that's just a little background for you. But in late July 30th, 1945, the Indianapolis was sent on a high-speed voyage to deliver cargo to the U.S. Air Base on Tinian, one of the Mariana Islands in the Western Pacific. No one on board knew the cargo consisted of parts for the atomic bombs. The Indianapolis traveled from San Francisco to Tinian in only 10 days. After completing the delivery on July 26, it proceeded to Guam and then was sent to Leyte Gulf in the Philippines. The ship had traveled about halfway to Leyte when it was hit on July 30th by 2 Japanese torpedoes from the Japanese submarine I-58. The Indianapolis sank in about 12 minutes. So you've got the atomic bomb part of it, but then
They dropped that. They were returning home, right?
Correct.
Yeah.
They dropped it off. So of the nearly 1,200 men on board, as many as 900 survived the sinking. They were stranded in shark-infested waters with no supplies aside from life jackets and a few life rafts. However, and it took 4 days for help to arrive. Because of communication errors and other problems, the ship was not reported missing when it failed to arrive in Leyte Gulf as scheduled on July 31st. The survivors were discovered by accident on August 2nd. So what is that, 5 days? July 30th, 4 days.
At sea.
Yep, at sea. August 2nd, when they were spotted by a passing U.S. naval aircraft. By that time, only 316 of the men.
600 men.
316 of the men remained alive and were rescued. The U.S. government delayed reporting the tragedy until August 15, 1945, the same day it announced that Japan had agreed to surrender. One more piece of this. The commanding officer of the Indianapolis, Captain Charles B. McVeigh, was among the survivors. He became the only ship's captain in the U.S. Navy to be court-martialed in connection with the loss of his ship in combat in World War II.
They court-martialed him?
Yeah.
Motherfucker.
It doesn't go into much exact.
Oh.
Somehow he was found negligent in the protection of the ship. I don't know how you're found negligent when two torpedoes hit you and split your ship, but
well, I just did a real quick PI planning update, and now you have a story that you have to answer for, Eric. So now you're gonna
find out more.
PI 13.
Well,
you two young people, did you ever see it? You've seen Jaws, right?
Mm-hmm.
You seen the movie Jaws?
Yeah.
Anna hasn't seen the movie Jaws.
Have you? Yes, I have.
Oh,
yes,
okay.
I have. I've also seen Cujo.
That's the story he tells when they're sitting around drinking.
Correct.
He was on the USS
boat.
Indianapolis and went into the water, and the sharks took 600 people. Yeah.
But now I'm curious about the court martial. Like that sounds like they can make a movie out of that because I'm really curious about what happened in that court martial.
There are movies. There's 2 movies already out there.
Oh, on the
about
court
the USS Indianapolis.
Wow.
Yeah, I don't know specifically on the court martial, but on the sinking. And by the way, the sharks didn't kill them all.
No, I know. It was a great part for the movie.
There was
I know they didn't kill 600 men.
So. Dehydration, drowning.
Yeah, 4 days out there. Jesus.
Yeah, drowning, dehydration, and the other one was salt sickness because they were drinking the water.
Yeah, they had no fresh water.
Correct.
Hey, it was a brilliant move by Steven Spielberg to weave that into the story. So that's the first time I ever heard of the USS Indianapolis was from watching Jaws.
Yeah.
So.
How do you pay attention so much, Marty?
It was all dialogue. They're all sitting there, and
the conversation was awesome.
I wasn't just bopping around with my Walkman. Listen,
you know what though? It's like today people watch movies, but they're on their phones and stuff. So
what?
Back then you didn't have nothing distracting you, so you actually watched the movie.
You actually had to watch the movie, right? Yeah.
Can you imagine waiting for somebody to pick you up, seeing them coming, but knowing that there's still sharks in the water? I'm still tired.
Look,
frickin'
can you
trying to
imagine
kid.
the 3-4
4
days
days.
of not knowing anybody's going to pick you
Oof,
up?
man.
No?
They made a huge story about the. I get it. Titanic was just as tragic, but the USS Indianapolis, they
Yeah.
were mission successful, thinking they're coming home. They're like, "Yeah, bro, we did it," and then
I think it
Uh,
sunk at the
sunk.
tail end. The war is basically over.
Yep.
But
The torpedoes
Saigon
flew.
did that too. Wasn't Saigon out in the? Was it Saigon or who was? No, not Saigon. The Angelina Jolie directed that movie.
I'm not sure I know.
It was
what
like
you're talking about.
not Invincible, but God, what was that guy's name? He was a POW.
Where he was
and he
an
was-
Olympic athlete.
Yeah.
and he was
He was an
caught by
Olympic athlete,
Japanese, and he
Right.
survived being a
but he
POW
was out in the ocean for several days. I think
Yes.
too. Right?
with 2 other men. That's correct.
Yeah.
When he's picked up by the Japanese.
God, what was the movie? Look it up, Juan. Come on.
I'm looking
Quick.
it up.
Um,
Hold on.
They
It's
were
like
spoon-
Invincible or
Yeah, it was one
What was
word.
that?
or-
Spoon, the spoon thingy, the spoon buddy. They were. Come on, Marty.
What? The spoon?
The spoon buddies.
broken.
They were.
I'm broken.
Unbroken. Who was it about? What was the guy's name?
Unbroken.
Louis Saparini.
Yep.
Luis
Saparini. Because
Do you mean the Saigon thing? Is it Saigon that you're talking about, Anna?
No,
No, I was
it's Louis
thinking of your-
Saparini was the guy.
Your jargon, the World War II jargon.
Oh, you thought it was spooning. The belly cousins.
Oh,
The
the
Belly
Belly
Cousins.
Cousins, the Eskimo brother.
We're talking about POWs and people floating in the ocean, and you went to belly cousin.
I don't know.
Did you get that like from Belly Flop?
I
or
love the
what?
way your mind works. It works perfect for this
I have
podcast.
no idea.
Awesome. I think on belly cousins that makes us end up. What do you think? Are we at end up? I think we are at end up. So, on behalf of all of us here, I'd like to thank you for listening today. Please like, share, and subscribe, and let us know how we did in the comments. And make sure next week that you are not
Late for changeover.
late for changeover.
That's perfect. Did you record that?
I did.
too
I was just
funny.
messing with the mixer. Yeah,
Oh, that's
maybe I
Hey
awesome.
did.
Marty, you said we start that you started getting comments about the pea suits and everything else on Instagram and Facebook.
On LinkedIn.
Oh, what were people saying?
Hold on, we're still
Just
recording.
like, it was more reactions this week than anything. So,
Okay.
That's funny.
but yeah, I think it's great. You guys should go watch it. I mean, do you have all the links
I do.
to your own
So
show?
I showed that video to my son. He was laughing. The P episode one, or the
That
P,
was funny.
Yeah, he was. And actually,
I
he was
know,
laughing
it
at a lot
was
of your
funny.
comments, Anna. My son was laughing at.
Yes,
a lot of your
she was a star last week. We have never said sperm on this show until Anna came on it. So,
Oh my goodness.
I never said dildo until Anna said dildo.
oh yeah, that's bullshit. I don't buy that at all.
I never said dildo on the show. She was the first. to
Oh
say
well,
dildo.
true. Probably not on the show, but
Yeah.
in your
conversation we
day-to-day
do.
security forces life, that was probably a weekly thing.
I'm
You know
sure
what
I
mean?
called Jake a dildo or something.
Hey, I was in the Air Force
Maybe.
shelter. Someone left their dildo out there again. Come on, guys, do better.
Man, I don't know. Is it Jake who got in trouble? No, Teapot told me. I don't know if it was. I don't know why I'm thinking of Jake, but they were doing inspections on bags, and the commander was going into Shriver, and they found one of her toys inside. So I'm not sure if it was Jake or someone else that did the inspection, but I'll have to ask Teapot.
We
That's
did
probably
that.
something
We did that in dorms. Welfare checks in the dorms. First sergeant.
Oh, I've done
With
those.
everybody?
I've done that with the first sergeant.
Amazing what
and-
you found in people's
Oh.
stuff.
Dude, we found a sex dungeon in the dorms.
No.
Like whips,
Amazing.
Sex
chains.
dungeon?
Yes,
Where?
in the dorms at Buckley. Like they were
No way.
like we went in there. They
Sex
took out the
dungeon.
standard bait. Like they had a big bed, chains, everything, whips. It was like the red light. it was like, I was like, and then you opened up the closet, all kinds of strap ons. I'm talking about
50
you name
Shades
the
of
size, it
Grey
was like,
in the door.
they're like they were strapping those things on. They look like tripods.
Now I know I'm old.
50 Shades of Grey in the door.
Oh,
Wow.
God, man.
All right. Your new epic is to tell us the rest of that next week. So,
Yikes.
friends, thanks for the week, and for all of you listening and watching, thanks for watching and listening. We'll see you next week.